Hello everyone, Wooza, body language expert here. As you know, I am a student of psychology at Arizona State University, and my specialty is body language. So for today's YouTube video, I'd like to review the body language of Ye and reveal the true reason why he walked out of that Tim Pool interview. Because I see a lot of conservatives and a lot of influencers saying like, oh, he walked out because they wouldn't let him talk about the Jews. And I could understand where you're coming from on that one, and I would even agree with that one. Partially, it was the reason that they wouldn't let him talk about the Jews. But there's a subliminal underlying message that only a true body language expert that I could understand. And also, I am officially in an official capacity part of the campaign. So everything I say is true because I'm in the secret group chats and I have personal relationships with all three and also Tim Pool. So let's just start off on the first clip, the initial one that went viral. This blew up the internet. And let me explain what's going on in this clip.
And you can't say anything about it. We can't take their pain away. No one's going to denounce the fact that they tried to lock me up. That's what because every time I'm just holding stride and it's like I thought I was more Malcolm X, but I find out I'm more MLK because as I'm getting hosed down every day by the press and financially, I'm just standing there. And when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm and I almost shed a tear, almost, but I still walked in stride through it. Yeah.
I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who was they though? We can't say who they is.
Corporate
can we?
press. I'm not using the. I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking.
It is
about
them though, isn't it? I mean, because
No.
and because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018,
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about? Are you leaving?
Are you referring to the press?
He's gone. I'll say it right now. You got
So as you can see, that's the clip right there where Kanye, now known as Ye, walks out, and you can see that he's trying to speak from his experience, and then it's Nick's turn to speak, and this is the true reason why Ye walked out is because he was rude to Nick Fuentes right there. Nick Fuentes was trying to re-articulate what Ye was trying to say. Maybe there's like a barrier of communication there, and maybe if Nick could just say what's trying to be said, then there would come to be more of an understanding. But you notice in this clip how Tim Pool doesn't even give Nick a chance to even speak. He interrupts him, and then Nick continues to speak despite being interrupted, and then again interrupts him. And it's Tim Pool not even allowing people to share their experience, not even allowing people to discuss what reason they gave for saying things. But most crucially and foremostly about that one is he was rude to Nick and it was not even giving him an opportunity or a chance to speak. Nick said very little. He got very little opportunity to talk in this interview. And now we're going to review the second part of the clip, just to give further confirmation about what I'm saying. What we have here is Andrew walks out to the car where Nick and Ye and Milo are in the car just to see like, hey, are you guys really done with this interview? Like, what's wrong? What's the problem? So Andrew comes back into the studio after going out there to talk to them just to review what was said by Ye and say like, what are they saying out there? So let's play this second.
Actually, every time you've had me on, we've never talked about trans stuff, and I was like, yeah, we talk current events and politics, and you're an individual who has opinions on it. That's what we do.
Andrew
I just talked to them outside. They're in the car, and I'm like,
They're leaving.
And I'm like, let's let the best idea win. You don't owe us anything. Let's have this conversation. And essentially, he said, you don't believe in my truths. Like, this is my truth. You guys are denying it, and I don't want to have this conversation.
That sounds like leftist.
And I'm like, look,
BS.
And I'm like, look, I disagree with you. Like, and that's okay. It's
But
not
we
the end of
invited
the
you
world.
on knowing you.
And if you
We're
think
gonna
you're
say
right, explain it to us. That's what I said. I was just running up.
That's
to them.
what I'm like disappointed by. I wanted to hear more from each person at the table about just what they're doing and what their vision is, because even if you don't agree with them, they're really interesting and they are doing some really big things.
Right.
Did he make any suggestion at all that he would come back at some point?
No, he's like, I don't want to have a conversation with you guys because you guys, essentially don't see the bigger truth of what his. I'm like, those are your truths. Defend
Nick or
your
Milo
side
say
and let the best
anything?
idea win. Let's at least continue the dialogue and conversation because people are going to look at you right now and they're going to say you can't have a debate, you can't even have a conversation. That's what I told them.
But he can't-
Did Nick or Milo say anything back?
They were just kind of snickering and laughing in the back. It's like,
I
we had.
So right there from that clip, this is what the true observance is that Andrew goes out there to speak to Ye in the car, and Ye says the reason he walked off is because you're not allowing me to speak my truth. And let me re-articulate in a way that it was more of something I learned in college at ASU. If there's a book called 48 Laws of Power, and one of the laws of power is you always let the master speak. So if I'm just a little baby and I don't know anything about a skill I'm trying to learn, and someone's a master trying to educate me, I'm not gonna like interrupt the master and say like, oh, how do you know it works that way? How do you know that's what happens? Oh, well, I don't believe you. That kind of thing. I'm just gonna be quiet and observe and take in as much information as I can. And if I have questions that would further my understanding, then I would ask that. But that's not what they were doing here. What Tim Pool was doing in this interview was just rejecting and denying and apologizing and just not allowing Ye to speak his truth. And that's what really took place here. So never outshine your master. That's right. Never outshine your master. And so that's what really took place in this interview. My advice, this is what Ali Jamal 1776 said, my fellow YouTuber. He said Tim Pool should have just let Ye speak the whole entire time, not give him any interruptions, not stop him with questions or saying, I don't believe. He should have just allowed Ye to speak his truth the entire time, and you would have had a successful interview. But because you lost such a tremendous opportunity to talk with this great man and this great genius, and I'll say it right here on the Wooza show, the next president of the United States. Tim Pool will always look like a cuck and a fool for allowing this opportunity to slip. And that's where we get the phrase, Jews rule, Tim drools. So thank you guys for watching. I'm Wooza, the American boy, serving as official campaign strategy advisor and policy expert on the Ye 24 campaign. Guys, share this around with your political experts at school and say this is why you need to vote for Ye in 2024. This incident is not indicative of how someone would run the government, and people need to understand, like, just because he walked out of an interview doesn't mean he's going to put his finger on the button for launching the nuclear codes. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe. See you guys.